वही चक्कर में रही मैं।
Namaskar. I, Himanshu Bora, on behalf of Confluence World School, welcome you to this amazing learning of science through this video lesson. Now, in this video lesson, we will start chapter number 16 from your science textbook. Chapter number 16 is light, which comes from the physics portion of the science. Now, in grade 7, you all have learned that any shiny or polished surface act as a mirror. So, a shiny and a polished surface act as a mirror. Now, anything which we see around is basically due to a phenomena called reflection, and light enables us to see and sight objects around us. If I am able to see you is because of the light. You are able to see objects around you is because of light. Now, light and reflection. Reflection is a phenomena which is happening when light bends, bounces, when it falls on any object. So, we will perform an activity, and through that activity, we will learn that what is reflection and the two laws of reflection. Reflection you have already learned in grade 6, that reflection is basically bouncing back of light. Light bounces back when it falls on an object. But what are the two laws of reflection that we will learn in this video? Now, to perform this activity, you require a ruler, a pencil, a white sheet, a piece of mirror, a comb. Now, this comb I have covered from two sides with the white paper. I have left a space here so that light can pass through. Now, let's perform the activity first, then explore the laws of reflection. Now, if you see, the light is passed through this comb, and the portion which is open and allow light to pass through it, the light falls on the mirror, and you can see from one point the light falls on the mirror and the light is reflected. Now, the light which falls on the mirror is called the incident ray, and the light which is bounced back from the mirror is called reflected ray. So, this is basically reflection. The light is from any light source, falls on the mirror, and from the mirror it bounces in the another direction. So, this is called reflection. You can see there are two rays of light. The one is the incident which is falling on the mirror, and one is bouncing, is called reflected ray. And the point of intersection where these two rays, that from that point we will draw a perpendicular which will be called a normal line. Now, this was an activity in which we have seen the bouncing back of light. Now, if you closely look at, this was a part from where the light was passing through, and the rest two part was covered with the white paper. Now, the mirror is placed here. This is your plane on which you have seen the reflected and incident ray. Now, draw a straight line where the mirror was placed. So, the mirror was placed here. So, I have removed the mirror now. I have drawn a straight line. Now, this was the way the light was falling on the mirror. So, this was basically the ray which was falling on the mirror. So, this is basically called incident ray. And we have seen that this way the light was bouncing back in another direction. So, this was your reflected ray. Now, we draw an imaginary line. This is we call normal line. Now, the first law of reflection talks about that incident ray and the reflected ray and the normal line lies on the same plane. So this white sheet was one plane, and all three, incident ray which was coming through the light source falling on the mirror, and the light which was bounced, the ray of light which bounced called reflected, and the normal line. The normal line touches the point where reflected and incident appears to be at one point on the mirror. So they all lie on the same plane. So this is the first law of reflection. The law states that incident ray, normal line and the reflected ray lies on the same plane. Now, the second law of reflection says the angle formed. Now, incident line forms an angle with the normal line. So this is called angle I. The angle of incident means the angle formed by incident line, incident ray and the normal line. The other angle is called angle of reflection. Now angle R. This angle of reflection is formed by reflected ray with normal line. So the second law of reflection says angle I will be equal to angle R. So this is the second law of reflection. Angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. And how are these angles formed? Angle I means the angle of incident is formed by incident ray with normal line, and angle of reflection is formed by reflected ray with the normal line. Now, to prove this, we have an activity which proves that these two angles will be equal. So for that activity, we will study in the next video class. Now, if you have any questions and query related to this, please do write. I'll be happy to solve them. Thank you.